This is Ralph with 13 Peppers, and I just wanted to give everybody a real quick update of what I have been doing for the month of February and what is going on with the channel and my growing so far. I was able to get outside earlier this month, and I do believe this is February the 10th, and just kind of assess where I have been going and what I actually have to do in the garden. Now, this is actually the side of my shed that I have here, and you can tell, unfortunately, at the end of the season, I just kind of left everything where it sat, so I still got the old plants and everything inside the pot, so that's just something I'm going to have to get cleaned up here. Now, here is the front of my house, and yes, I am one of those people that never put up their Christmas decorations until February, so hey, whatever. But this is another one of my beds, which I have to get cleaned up so I can go ahead and get some pots in. Now, this is the biggest part of my garden back in the back. I do have grapevines, which are on the left and right side, far sides of the garden. And you can see those blue arches that are in the middle. That is where I'm actually having blueberries. Everything else last year was actually set up as just peppers. And I am thinking about expanding the beds this year just to solely grow additional vegetables. Some more tomatoes, some cucumbers, maybe some spinach, some collard greens, something like that. So yeah, there might be some expansion to the garden this year. Now, here is just another view of that back garden area, and that way I can just show off the amount of mess that I have to get cleaned up and prepped for this year. Now, this is my side yard. I put in a small bed where I had my old greenhouse that was blown down early last spring, and so I decided to put some pots there. But I'm actually thinking of expanding that out all the way from the tree on the left to the tree on the right. The reason being is there was another tree there in the middle that was lost this fall due to a windstorm, so I think that might be a nice opportunity for me to expand beds and just have nice decorative pots throughout that area. Now, this is my basement room that I built, which actually ends up being my grow area for all my seedling starts, and also the other side for my recording studio where I can actually do some of my videos that you've seen. So it's time now to get this cleaned up and ready so I can get going this season. I have also decided to go ahead and do some upgrades that are needed in the room. First of all, I'm going to change around my lighting so it will make my videos look a little bit better. Plus, I am going to be doing some sound suppression with some curtains I am going to be hanging that I can move back and forth. So actually, I can have my audio sounding better down here also. Now, here is the time-consuming hard part of the job: organizing and starting all the seeds that I have this year. Now, besides just growing peppers from the seeds that I kept of everything I grew last year, I also picked up new varieties from Matt's Peppers, Patrick's Pepper Patch, Pepper Ranger, and also a new company this year, which is OhioPeppers.com, which I found out is a Cincinnati-based pepper grower also, so very interesting there. So lots of different varieties to have this year. I also want to thank all the individuals who I have been talking to and been swapping seeds with on a one-on-one basis to give me a lot of specialty varieties this year also, so thank you all. Now, what you see here is a list that I make each year to just make sure I know what pepper varieties I have on stock, what I have coming in, what I bought, purchased, and whatnot. And I've been doing this for the last couple years because previously I would end up buying the same pepper from 3 different sources because I wasn't paying attention to what I got. So this right here helps me keep track of what I have, where the seeds actually came from, and their website if I do want to purchase them again and whatnot. But keeping this for multiple years has really helped me in keeping track of where my seeds originated from. Cool, now here I am starting to fill up my trays with my seedling mix, and please don't ask me what the mix is because it changes on a constant basis. I am still refining exactly what I want in it, and I have been changing it up for a couple different years. The day that I find the perfect mix that I am 100% happy with, I'll be more than happy to share it. But until then, yeah, I'm not an expert on this. Now it's time to put the seeds into its cells. Now with the seeds, I typically put 2 seeds per cell in there, and I just set them on the actual surface itself. Then I actually take this bamboo stick here, and then I just slightly push the seed through the surface of the soil and then cover it up. I find that personally easier than trying to poke a hole and then drop the seed down into the hole, because this way when I'm just poking the seed through the surface, I seem to have at least a little bit more control over the depth that the seed actually goes in. Now, once I have the seeds and everything filled into the trays, I go ahead and put them onto the 10 by 20 trays, which are sitting on heat mats on my grow area. So now the temperature of the room, there we go. I usually keep at 65 degrees. I do have an external heater to make sure that this room is constant temperature in the basement, because the heating mats themselves will actually increase the temperature roughly between 10 and 15 degrees. So that would put it between 75 and 80 degrees to go ahead and start the seedlings, which seems to work out for me. Now, there are a lot of people that actually have a temperature gauge, which can actually judge the temperature of the soil. I've never really invested in that, and this has always seemed to work for me. So, but hey, however you do it, you do you. Now, this is Sunday, the February 18th, and all the seedlings are doing rather well. I got quite a few different sprouts. For some reason, I didn't record the first seedlings, but hey, I didn't actually plant any of this when I was recording it, so they are doing well. And now this takes us to the end of the month. This is actually shot on Wednesday, the 28th of February, and you can tell that I actually have a bunch of seedlings that are out. The ones that are still small are still working on sprouting, because some pepper seeds it could take up a month to sprout. But the ones that actually sprout early, once they actually get about 8 to 10 different seedlings popping up, I go ahead and move them out from underneath the domes. I have a fan that is actually set up to go ahead and blow a breeze on them, and I still keep them on the actual heat mat. At this particular point, with them getting their true leaves and everything, I will be starting at the 1st of March, going ahead and putting them in their 3.5 inch containers and getting them all ready to grow and then be able to set outside. With that, I think this will be the end of the February update. If you've liked what you've seen here, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please leave some comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer what I can. But with that, I want to say thank you all very much, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.